Hello and welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to StarRupture. Today I'm gonna show you how to make monsters like this. Yes. Ready? Let's go. Alright, first of all we're gonna be talking about your rails. So, this one, the 5 one, the 3 ones, this one, forget about these. They're all bugged. Their animation is buggy as well. And so, well, these do not work. And this one is just utter garbage. So do not even touch it. This one you can use early in the game. But later it becomes useless too. So I suggest not using it at all. Let's say, but if you're in a tight space, I will tell you when to use it. But try to avoid this one as well. Like these two are going to be our main ones. It's the first one and the rail connector that is quaddy. Okay, I'll now show you how to use them and where to use them, but first we have to make a grid here. So give me a moment. Okay, up next, first of all, we have to have a structure so we can actually connect some things to them. And the proper way of, let's say, making grids or structures that are like this and are even and will allow you to make stuff on them and make them even double floor is always the pillared ones. Yes, please, 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 please do not use these. Yeah, please don't use this unless you're making something that's like aesthetic. Do not use this one. If your pillar or if your base cannot touch the floor on its own, do not make it. You can still do something like this, but why would you? Just do this. Yes, it is way easier, okay? Just don't do this. It will give you headaches later, and it's buggy. And why is it buggy? Look. Whenever you're doing something like this, and then, for example, you hold something as such on top of it, what will happen is... Oh, well, where did it go? Oh, no. That's number one. And also, there's this thing that can happen. Pop up, and... Yeah, there you go. Oh, no, I have a floating thingy going on here. What is going on here? Yes, this will happen, and you will have to delete everything that's on top of it again. So don't do it. Yes. So, for making something that even grounded and like this, just put pillars like there. You're always using this one. And for doing this, like, don't go like, okay, let's make this like that. No, look. But, like this, press Alt. See? Alt stabilizes the building where it is. So, you can actually keep going on. But, there's a limitation for this. There are mods that allow you to do it, like, infinitely, but I don't play mods. So... there you go, and you press right click where it is and you can hold it on. This is now your floor. Always make them 3 by 3, and if you're planning on making mega presses or refineries, make it 4. Yes, as such, but well, the game will not allow you to do so, but well, we have to make do. Let's say we have our base, we have this thing. Now, we want to make other thingies on it. So, for example, you want to have furnaces. They are very even on each other. Okay, you're gonna do this. You gotta test it. You can do this. Can I do this? No, don't do it. Again, press Alt. By R, you can rotate them. And always leave one space empty between your buildings. Look, press Alt. That's one. Another one. Okay, that's another one. Okay, that's another one. Okay, we have our number 1 lane just going on here. And you are annoying. You are going away. Why didn't I remove you before recording, man? And, by the way, just a pretext. The reason why these are not connected to anything is because if you connect your buildings to power, it will slow down while making. So, first, make your things, then power them up. Make the whole structure and then connect it to power, so you don't get lags. Okay, now we have the first floor, so what's next? I'll say, look, okay, so here I'm gonna make 3 furnaces, and I want 3 fabricators on top for producing, for example, sheets. So what am I gonna do? Am I just gonna do this? No. You're gonna go to the pillars, you're gonna go to the pillar, and then from the last, see, this is the 4 grids, 1, 2, 3, 4. This is 1, this is 2. you will put 1, you will put 2. Again, 1, 2. Again, 1 and a 2. And then you can either just do this, just so you know what you are doing and where you're doing it, but you don't need that either. But if you wanna have the aesthetics of it under control and so on, you can do it. But then we have fabricators. What do we do? This one, you have to put the first one by rolling your middle mouse button, and let's say you have to go to the middle, but okay, central, okay, nope. You have to put them at the corner of the building. See, like how it is standing? 1 second. Yeah, see that cornering? Oh man. 1 second. Okay, not only I got ruptured, also my game crashed. Okay, 20 minutes later. I'm gonna make the second floor now. For the second floor, as I said, we're gonna make fabricators. We just grab a fabricator, press R, put it at the corner. Okay, and if you look at the bottom, you see like here where right now my building is. That is where your building is. You can press Alt to check it. When you release Alt, it will go back where it is. See? Bop, 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 bop. Okay, then we do that. Now, because you have an existing layer there, your building will choose the closest possible option when you press Alt. So, closest to that, press Alt, again we go. Again we go. And again we go. You can't go here, by the way, unless you make another pillar here. You can go again. Okay, we have our fabricators. I said 3, but I placed 4. Anyways, not the point. Not the point here. And next, we're gonna be wanting to connect resources to these buildings. So what I would suggest is either one space here. Like if you don't care about spacing that much, I would suggest at least one, let's say, thing away from them. But when you hit rail 3, you will not need to do this. This is for before rail 3, because we have 3 types of rails. We have rail number 1, rail 2, and rail 3. Rail 1, if I can show you here, yeah, rail 1 carries 120 materials, rail 2 240, and the last one is 480. So each time they double. So for example, if you have a lane 1 and this thing needs more than 120, you can't do it. Because for example, this is gonna need 60 materials, it's gonna need 60, this is gonna need 60. Now your rail has to carry 180 materials, but you only have rail 1. So this is for when you don't have rail 2 or 3 potentially. Okay, but when you have rail 3, you can do everything in one lane, but you're gonna need to do calculations, which is gonna be on advanced stuff. Not advanced, actually, most of this is advanced. Okay, and now let's assume we are on rail 1 and 2. Again, we go to the same, we come back. Okay, you think you're gonna put it like this? Nope, 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 nope. Lowest possible level. Lowest, and I mean lowest possible level. You put them down. Okay, that is one lane. Then come forward behind it, one step behind it. See, not like this, like this. Okay, you put it like one at least or 2 above the first one. That is one, that is another one, and that is another one. I'm gonna put it just like that for just safety reasons. Okay, now we're gonna be connecting rail 1s, assuming that these things actually need more than 120 things trying to go on them. So, for example, we wanna make something like glass in these, okay? And what are we gonna need for the glass? Look here. You have to do this, by the way. This is what you must go through if you wanna like make proper bases without them getting clogged. For example, for producing glass produced 1 glass every 3 seconds. You know what this means? It means every 1 minute. You have to make these rounded into minute. Yes. So if it is 3 seconds for 1 product, it means every minute 20 glass will be produced here. So what it means is that you're gonna need 20 helium to come here per minute, and you're gonna need 40 calcium powder per minute to come here. What that means, it is every minute 20 plus 40, 60 materials will be carried into this machine, and they will turn into 20 glass over the course of 1 minute. So what that tell us is that if I have rail 1, which can carry 120 materials per minute, one rail 1 cannot carry enough resources for this for more than 2. So what that means is, instead of doing something like this, your resources should come from 2 different sources. One that carries for that 2, and one that carries for this one. Yes. So now I have 2 lanes or I have 3 buildings that can actually get sourced from, for example, those 2 or 3, and actually start working from here. But here's the question. Okay, so now we have resources coming in, and 60 goes here, 60 goes here. These produce very well. Well, fine. What you can do is, when you have, let's say, this thingy. This is my helium production. This is my calcium coming in. Just imagining. I would let you know how to actually make the buildings behind them, so you can send them in the next video, but this is just in case. For example, your calcium is coming from here, and your helium is coming from here, but you have 3 buildings that need the same. I am going to actually make this another one, just for showcasing it. Okay, go 1 forward. Thank you. And let's grab another one of these and put 1 just here. Okay, and now we have dere and a dere. Okay, so now 120 material for this, 120 material for this. Oh, how are we gonna do that? Alright, easy peasy. 1 lane goes from here. Okay, like this. See that bottom one? That's this. Look. 1 comes from here. 1 comes from here. There we go. Now, that's gonna send 60 to these. And now, for the second lane, well, all of these have 4 spaces between them, right? What we can do here is this. But, well, let's do it like this. And connect that. And let's get this too, and put it like that. Yes, spaghetti will happen. The reason is your lanes are not powerful enough to not have a spaghetti at this point. So, make do until you have rail 3, okay? This is rail 1 version. Rail 2 version, because it carries 240, things will change. Give me a second. Okay, now, as I said, on rail 2, your carry capacity per rail increases. Oh, Jesus Christ, what is this? Because your carrying capacity increases from 120 to 240, you do not need the second lane anymore. Because look, this needs 60 material per minute. 60, 60, 60. That is 240. Exactly the amount this rail needs. So all of the resources that are going to get called, which is the system that is implemented in this game, call system says, oh, I need 60, send 60. This needs, this sends 20, this sends 40. They get called here, they get located inside, and then they get removed. Okay, when you got rail 2, not a problem anymore. You can make only 1 lane and carry all of the resources up there. But now another question comes, but what about these? Okay, on the second floor, you can always do the same. Yes, look, remember I said that they will snap if you press Alt? Look, ta-da, you're gonna make something as such it. 1 second, 1 second. Alright, go uppity. This can happen, don't worry about this. It's because of this pillar. And, come on, mate. 1 second, here. We have to debug this because it doesn't have any pillars. Good thing actually this happened, because this might happen to you too. When you don't have pillars, sometimes you can't connect those. So yeah, alright, now that I got a pillar, now the pillar will allow me to make around it. There you go, and there you go. Okay, now we have what's going on here as well. What you can do is, again, yeah, rail 2 makes level 2s very easy. On level 1, I would suggest going for the second floors because you don't need to. You will access Rail 2 very fast in the game. Rail 3 is the inaccessible one. And about Rail 3, like the whole system changes after Rail 3. So this is Rail 1 and 2 buildings only, okay? And at any cost, try to not use this one, okay? This could be used, for example, here. But the problem is, sadly, because of how the mechanics of the, let's say, objects are in this game, any kind of connection actually reduces the carry capacity of rails. For example, whenever you're adding one more of these and connecting 2 resources to the other side, instead of this being able to carry 240 materials, it will be carrying 230 materials, 220 materials. Because objects collide on each other in this game. And that makes every time you use one of these, it will make your rails slower. Without it logically or mechanically, internally, being supposed to get slowed. Yeah, that's just something that's going on with the game. They will probably fix it. It's an animation bug. But yeah, try to not use this because this has a higher delay time. This is the lowest delay time you can find out there. This is the next level. But yeah, this is how you actually connect them and how you make these or want to connect your level 1s and how you calculate for Rail 1 and Rail 2. Next time that we meet, well, please subscribe so you can see the next one. Next time, we're going to be making level 3 rail. And we're going to talk about calculation and we're going to need Excel sheets for that one. Because, well, that monster is a rail 3 building, okay? And you can just, by the way, just do the same thing you did here for the front part. Yeah, see this? Like front and back are not different. You will do exactly what you did to the back, to the front, and it will be enough. Then what you can do is you're gonna make another grid, preferably 3 stages or 3 let's say square meters away from it, and ta-da, we're gonna have our next one going on as such. And I can put whatever buildings here I have and send the glass there, for example, for making anything else, and that's it. So, well, if this was helpful, if you have any questions, let me know in the comment section. This is basics, by the way. Yes, this is basics of it. And this game is complex, so you're gonna actually take a lot of things into consideration. If I want to say everything that I want to say, this video is going to be about 1 hour, 2 hours. I wish I was live streaming so I could actually like make a full factory while I'm live, but well, I don't have enough time for that. But well, let's hope. Let's hope. One day I will make it. One day I will make a full factory. Let's say step-by-step thingy. But anyways, up until then, if you have any questions, ask in the comment section. And hope this was helpful for you for making your factories very neat and clean. And yes, don't make 1-lane factories. They don't work. I've seen YouTubers do a lot of 1-lane factories. You can't. Just for making tier 3 materials in this game. For just one material or product, you need about 180 to 150 factories that work hand in hand for producing 10, 15 generation 5 items per minute. So yeah, one rail will not carry that, my mates. I don't want to live in this game forever and put 400 hours waiting for 1 lane to carry all of the resources and get clogged over it. Okay, enough venting about that. Thanks for the likes, thanks for the hypes, and thanks for the subscriptions and memberships and supers. Feel free to leave a like, and, well, as always, if it's nighttime, I hope you sleep like babies, and if it's daytime, I hope by the time you make it past Rail 2, I have successfully uploaded the next chapter of this video. So, see you in the next video, fellas. Take care.